What's up, everybody? Welcome to the final round. I'm your host, Isaiah, and today I'm going to be breaking down the UFC Shanghai. Wow, sorry, I lost my words. The UFC Shanghai card going down this weekend, obviously in Shanghai, China, between Johnny Walker and Mingyang Zhang. And there is an early start time in this card. Uh, for us on the East Coast, it starts at 3 a.m. So I'll be up bright and early. Probably I'll be doing a fight companion live stream, watching the fight. So if anyone's up that early with me, come join. It's pretty fun. We talk about fights, a lot of stuff. So should be a good time. So let's get right into this card. I don't know if the spout order is correct. This is what I currently have, but first fight we have Michelle Pereira versus Kyle Dawkins. I'm leading Michelle Pereira. Kyle Dawkins, while he is decent, he was cut from the UFC after a number of losses. He did rack up, I believe. Let me check. I believe it's a four fight win streak ever since he's been cut. But I think he's coming back short notice. Michelle Pereira was supposed to fight Marco Tulio, who had to pull out. So Kyle Dawkins stepping up on short notice, and I just think Michelle Pereira is too much of an animal, too much of a physical force in the octagon to for Kyle Dawkins. So I think it's going to be too much for Kyle Dawkins to handle. And I think honestly, Michelle Pereira TKOs Kyle Dawkins in the second round. So that's my pick. Michelle Pereira in the second round by TKO. Yaza versus Weston Wilson. I'm gonna pick Yaza to win this fight. Weston Wilson, decent fighter and all, but compared to Yaza, I think Yaza is just well, he does have that loss to Gabriel Santos. It was a pretty good fight. Coming off that loss to Gabriel Santos, pretty good fighter. Weston Wilson coming off a loss or a win to Jeka Saragi. Before that loss to John Silva, and before that loss to Joe Anderson Brito. Um, Weston Wilson's a decent fighter, but I think in terms of physical force in the octagon, I think Iza is more live to win this fight. Move on. Mashate versus Gage Young. I am going to be picking the side of Mashate to win this fight. Um, I don't know too much about Gage Young. Let me see here. Yeah, Gage Young has a loss. Wow, he lost to Quillian Southgate on the Contender Series, and then went back to the regionals, got a win, and then probably stepped up short notice against Evan Elder. Lost that fight by decision. Now he's fighting Maashate. Yeah, I'm picking the side of Maashate, obviously, to win this fight. Maashate. Why am I calling Maashate? It's like the fucking movie. Anyway, he has more fights in the UFC. Has wins over Gable Benitez and Steve Garcia. Lost to Nicholas Moto, Rafa Garcia, and Vaslav Borsev. All decent fighters. He just has the more experience in terms of UFC caliber of fighters, and I think um, while Gage Young probably is coming in here hungry to get his first UFC win yet again, I think Machate has proven himself and to be able to win in the UFC. So I'm going to be basing it off the fact that he's already won and proven he can win in the UFC to win this fight. So my pick is Machate. Rong Ju versus Austin Hubbard. I'm picking Rong Ju in this fight all day. You can look at their physiques right here. These are old pictures, but you can base it off their physiques. Who takes this a little bit more seriously? Austin Hubbard, decent fighter, but he is coming off a split decision loss to Marco Medeiros and a split decision loss to Alexander Hernandez. He's got a win over Mike Figlak, and that's his only win in the UFC. And I don't know who the fuck Mike McCall Figlak is, so that kind of says you haven't beaten anybody of note or anyone who's good. And Rong Ju has two fights in the UFC. Lost to Chris Padilla to the doctor stoppage, and then beat Cody Steele, which is a pretty good fight. So honestly, he's the more well-rounded. He's the more physical and dangerous fighter, and he's the far younger fighter. So while also will have a bit of an experience edge on him, I do think Rongju. Well, no, he does not have experience. Rongju has more fights, and he's younger than him. Wow. Damn. Yeah, I'm picking Rong Ju to win this fight, probably by decision or late submission. That's my pick. Jiao Long versus So Young Yo. I'm going to be picking. I don't know. It's a hard one. Both guys are pretty decent fighters. Betting lines are pretty close. The odds have it -140 for you and +120 for Long. I'm gonna Jai Long to win this fight. He's gonna be in China. He's gonna be motivated to win in China. It's gonna be a very close fight. I think both guys match up really well. I think their styles match up really well, and I think I see this 100% goes to a decision in my opinion. Um, and I think it could be a split decision with how the guys, match up. But my pick is going to be Jai Long. I think he just has the longer reach, and he's going to be able to, use his reach advantage to keep on the outside, pick him apart, and just get the win. So yeah, my pick is going to be Jai Long. I really don't know a lot about these fighters. You can tell based off how short I'm going, but yeah, it's a lot of road to UFC fighters. I didn't end up watching the last season, so let's move on. Loner Kavanaugh versus Charles Johnson. Now, this is a fight that I know. This is a fight I know. And it's a fucking tough fight for Loner Kavanaugh. This is a tough fight. I don't care what anyone says. Charles Johnson is one of the toughest dudes in this flyweight division. And somebody at the UFC has to hate this dude because they keep giving him fucking prospect after prospect after prospect. No, fucking look at his UFC career right now, right? Debuted short notice against Muhammad Ankalaev, and then lost that. He beat Zalgas Zumagulov and then Jimmy Flick. Okay, lost to Ode Osborne, Cody Durden, Rafael Estevam. Beat Azat Maxim, Jake Hadley, Joshua Van. That's a fucking big one right there. Josh Van, Sumandarji, and then his last fight fought the undefeated Ramazan Tamirov, who ended up popping for steroids, but he lost that fight. It was a close decision. But Charles Johnson is a dude that you cannot sleep on in this flyweight division. He should be given higher ranked opponents because I think he can do pretty well. Um, I want to pick Loner. I like Loner. I've liked Loner since he came to the UFC. I've been impressed with Loner ever since he debuted. Debuted right against Jose Ochoa, which that was a good fight, and then fought Felipe dos Santos, which is a dangerous fighter. Got that fight done by decision, and now he's fighting Charles Johnson. Oof, my God, I think the Jose Ochoa fight was not as close, but the Felipe dos Santos fight got a bit closer than I wanted it to be. It was a unanimous decision, but it was a bit closer, and I think Charles Johnson is just going to be able to build off that. And honestly, I'm going to be picking at the underdog in this fight. And I honestly think Charles Johnson hands Lono Kavanaugh his first loss in the UFC, and he gets it done by hard fought decision. I think Lono will have moments in this fight where he has success, but I think Charles Johnson is just the more experienced and weathered fighter in this match. So that is going to be my pick. Uran Saltabadayev versus Dihar Nugozai. I am going to be picking Well, it's just that D-Hart has not impressed me too much, especially in his last fight where he fucking lost for the first time against Brunson Romero. And that just worries me, dude. Losing to Brunson Romero, and then I mean Oron lost to Martin Day by decision, and Martin Day is a decent fighter, but they cut him. So honestly, I'm picking the favorite. I'm picking Oron. I can't really pick someone who lost to Brunson Romero because while he's decent, I don't want to trash him. Brunson Romero is fucking ass, and losing to him by submission is fucking terrible. So Euron's coming into this fight. He's taking him down, getting it done, and he's my pick. Tailaki Nuraji versus Kiefer Crosby. I, dude, these names are fucking brutal. Holy shit. I'm picking Nuraji. I'm calling him new. Calling him new. I'm picking new to win his fight. Kiefer Crosby, decent fighter. He's outmatched in reach and in height. Like outmatched in youth by 11 years, basically. And the only thing that worries me is that this is New's debut, so we haven't seen him tested against a UFC caliber opponent. His last win was in 2024. What? I don't know. But Kiefer Crosby losing to Sam Patterson, which has aged well. Kevin Doucette by submission, which has fucking not aged well. So there's only two UFC fights in his last three. I'm picking New to win this fight. I'm a bit hesitant. He's a minus 340 favorite right now, and not having proven anything in the UFC yet, that's a bit risky and a bit high of a favorite to really bet him. So I'll avoid that in this fight. But I think based on my research, I think New might win this fight probably by TKO early in the fight, probably round one or two. Yeah. The other one for Ireland, for SBG Ireland, fucking goes down in the drain. Sumer Darji versus Kevin Borjas. I'm picking Kevin Borjas to win this fight. I like Sumer Darji. He's a decent fighter. He's coming off that split decision win over Mitch Raposo, where he didn't look good. I will admit that he didn't look good. And before that, he has three straight losses to Charles Johnson, Tim Elliott, and Matt Schnell. Oh my god, I remember that fight. Oh yeah, that's why I pick up Kevin Borjas. He is the far more active fighter. Um, his losses to Alessandro Costa and Joshua Van fucking has aged tremendously well. Coming off that win to Ronaldo Rodriguez, I think they got Kevin Borjas as the fucking dog. Really? I mean, Surinage is good. It's just I haven't been too impressed with them as of late because he has the skills. He just doesn't utilize the skills when you need him to, and that's what worries me about this fight. Because he going to a split decision against Mitch Raposo, dude. Come on, I mean, against Mitch Raposo. Come on, dude. Come on. I've seen that dude fight live. I've seen him fucking fight live. He's not the best, but yeah, I'm picking Kevin Boras to win this fight. I think he's a dog. I think he gets it done by decision. I think Sumerdaji's a bit too durable. But yeah, I'm picking Kevin Boras to win this fight. Sergey Pavlovich versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. This is a tricky one. This is Acosta's biggest test so far. Pavlovich, we all know what kind of fighter he is, or we used to. He used to just be the move forward, the Derek Lewis type of fighter where he just moves forward, swangs and bangs, and tries to knock your head off as soon as possible. And that worked for him up until he fought Tommy Aspinall. Tommy Aspinall put that boy down, and then he lost to fucking decision, but to Volkov where he got butt hurt. And his last fight out, got a boring decision over Jairzinho Rozenstruik where he utilized the grappling well to get the decision. I think he just wanted to win. Um, get out of here. Seriously, Thumper. Uh, Sergey's got the longer reach by far. And he got some real power in his hands. And if it's on the feet, I don't think Cortez Acosta can hang with him on the feet. But I don't know. Cortez Acosta is a bit durable. He's a durable dude. So I don't know if he gets put out. And if Sergey tries to wrestle with him, I think Cortez Acosta is the better wrestler in this fight. So fuck it. I'm picking another dog. I'm picking Cortez Acosta. He cut that fucking robbery decision over Sergey Spivak in his last fight, which me and Jake were there, UFC 316. Saw it. We're like, what? What? That's crazy. I'll find it. Let me find the video for y'all. Yeah, let's just say, yeah. Robbery! Yeah, crazy shit. But I think the heavyweight division needs someone new, and I think Cortez Acosta gets this done. I think he's just going to utilize his grappling really well. And while Sergey is a big guy, big strong guy, I think he's not the caliber wrestler that Waldo Cortez Acosta is. So I think Waldo probably gets this done. But I won't be surprised if Sergey fucking puts him out because this is heavyweight and anything can happen at heavyweight. So my pick is Waldo Cortez Acosta. Co-main event: Brian Ortega versus Aljamain Sterling. I'm picking Aljamain Sterling to win this fight. I don't know why Brian Ortega is still at featherweight. He said he's gonna move to lightweight for the last couple years. And in his last couple recent years, he has not been doing hot. Yeah, he has his last win is a submission win over Yair Rodriguez, where Yair's fucked him up in the first, and then kind of just quit like he always does. Um, and he got a win, but you take that out, he's lost to Diego Lopez, Yair, Jair Rodriguez, which was injury, and then Alexander Volkanovski. This dude has not fought a lot. He's not really active, and he is a really good BJJ specialist, but so is Aljamain Sterling. And in terms of strength level, I side with Aljamain Sterling all day. I think Aljo is like you saw in the Mosvar fight when Mosvar was on his hips, Aljo was defending. He fucking just lifted Mosvar's whole ass body off the ground. This dude is strong as fuck, and I think his BJJ is still can match up with Brian Ortega really well. And given his strength and what he's been able to accomplish, I think he gets this done. Is he a minus 305 favorite? I don't know. Or maybe he is. I don't know. But I've been picking the side of Aljamain Sterling. Well, he is 2 years older. He still seems like the more fresher fighter than Brian Ortega. So his strength, his freshness, and his just overall ability right now is gonna have me choose him. And probably, that's gonna be crazy. Aljamain Sterling, if he beats him, he's gonna break into the top five of featherweight division. That's crazy. My pick is Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling. Spunkmaster. Johnny Walker versus one of our prospects ranked number 13 on the list, fighting Johnny Walker. McJong versus Johnny Walker. We all know, we all know what this match is. This is a slam to the fuck. I cannot talk. This is a lamb to the slaughter. This is a sacrificial lamb, right? Johnny Walker is a sacrificial lamb. They are feeding this man to Zhang MingYang and hoping to God that he does what every other person has done and sleep Johnny Walker. And it's looking likely to happen because Johnny Walker's been put out bad in his last two. Got KO'd by Magomed Ankalaev, bad, and that KO'd really bad by Volkan Ozdemir. And Zhang Minong, following a last five fights have all come via finish via KO or TKO. He's a younger fighter. He's massive favorite. Shit, massive favorite. And an interesting stat this year is that this is the main event. Johnny Walker's Brazilian. Every single Brazilian this year who's fought in a main event has lost that main event. And Johnny Walker's gonna keep that shit going because Zhang Zhang's gonna come in this fight and he gonna knock this boy out. He gonna land some punches on Johnny Walker's glass chin. Johnny Walker's gonna do some funky like and then fucking get knocked the hell out. Just like usual. And yeah, typical Johnny Walker fight. But yeah, my pick's Zhang Zhang by knockout. He should be a bit competitive, maybe for the first round, round and a half, and then after that, I think Zhang Minong takes it out. I think he gets done within 3 rounds. So pick's going to be Zhang Minong win within 3 rounds. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Pay attention to any of the future breakdown videos I'm going to be doing, and honestly, pay attention to any of the future fight companions that I'm going to be doing. I've been trying to do as much fight companions as possible for all the cards. Pay-per-views, we'll see if I do fight companions. Got to talk to Jake about that. But also pay attention to the contenders companions that me and Jake have been doing on Tuesdays. Watching the contender series. This week, fucking phenomenal week. Last week, dog water. This week, awesome. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you all for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Please subscribe. Please share. Anything is appreciated. And remember, all great fighters leave it all in the final round. Peace.